Now, technology giant Apple has announced a slew of new products and updates at its worldwide developer conference in California. Adding to its product lineup, Apple announced a new home speaker product to take on Amazon and Google. The company also announced a new lineup of desktop computers called the iMac Pro, targeted at creative professionals. Apple also announced software updates for its computers, iPhone and iPads.
It is absolutely beautiful, and we call it HomePod.
We're going to take the world's best and most advanced mobile operating system and turn it up to 11.
To talk more on this issue, we are joined by our in-house expert and tech correspondent, Ankit Tuteja. Ankit, welcome to Wallet. First of all, how does the future of Apple looks like? Like yesterday, they gave a glimpse into the future. What's your assessment?
So basically, it's that time of the year, Sumit, when companies hold their annual conferences for developers. Like Google recently had Google I/O 2017 and now Apple WWDC 2017. So basically, if you look at it, it might be the conferences for developers, but it's the time when companies tease their features, like what the features that the users are going to have in futures. Because features announcements have been made today, but these features are coming to devices in the months to come. And generally, WWDC 2017 company used this platform generally to announce software updates. But this for the first time, not for the first time, but in the years like it was last in 2013, but now the company has used this platform to make hardware announcements as well. And the biggest of all is this HomePod, as you just mentioned, the smart speaker that the company has announced. So HomePod is one of the key announcements that Apple has made at this conference.
And what about the overall competition? Definitely Samsung was having a rough time last year when the batteries exploded. Now Samsung is back into picture. So what kind of edge will Apple have over its rivals, including not only Samsung, but now Apple's rival include Google, Amazon, even Tesla. So what kind of edge will Apple get over all these rivals?
So I don't know, it's the plus point of Apple or the negative point. If you look at it, Apple always come up with features that companies already have had. Be it Google or Amazon, first they come up with features, then Apple presents its features in a way that it's the first company to come up with such features. Basically, it's a marketing gimmick on the Apple's front. So what happened, like Amazon announced Amazon Echo, it's the internet connected speaker. Then Google came up with the one, which is Google Home. So they already are competing against each other. But now Apple comes up with HomePod. And it's the third in the line. If you talk about Google, Amazon, and Apple, it's a third in the line. And it's priced way more than what Amazon and Google are selling them at. Like Amazon Echo is priced at $180. Google Home is priced somewhere around $130. This one from Apple, it's $350 and it's coming in December. So basically, completely not even this year it's coming. We can say it's coming actually next year. So the thing is, how it competes with Amazon and Amazon Echo and Google Home is yet to be seen. But at the same time, Siri right now comes with, because it's a Siri-powered speaker. Siri right now works with 6 different types of apps, be it say messaging, photos, and ride-hailing services. But Amazon Alexa works with thousands of services right now. So that's the front that Apple has to catch up with. It's not about the hardware only, it's about how your service, how your software performs when it comes to the rivals. So it's a long way for Apple to go now.
And from here on, where do you see, coming from Apple's stable? Here we are seeing upgrades, or we can say that new, computer. But there's no big thing which we, can expect from Apple, or Apple is not deviating from its core business of selling phones, iPads, and computers. So do you see Apple going, from here to some other areas like automotive or some other space areas like that? So any new area do you think Apple will explore, or will it stick to its core area?
So I want to share with you an interesting observation here. So when the first iPhone came, it was back in 2007. Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone 7. It changed the way people would look at a phone. It actually revolutionized the definition of smartphone.
Definitely, yeah.
Then came iPad. And Steve Jobs was one person in the company who kept on making innovations. But ever since Tim Cook took over the company, we have seen only one product, that's Apple Watch. And that also failed to mark a dent in the industry. So under the leadership of Steve Jobs, it was a different company altogether. And I see in terms of innovation, the company is now lagging behind. The company has earned a name, and they have been banking on that past glory even now. But in terms of innovation, if you look at, say, last 3 to 4 or 5 years, there hasn't been any major innovation. Apple is Apple. Like, people respect Apple for what it has done, what it has given to the industry. But I think that time when it would make innovation, that time is slowly fading away, because currently I don't see any innovation from the company as such.
And what about the competitors of Apple? Are they, sitting silently doing nothing, or what are they up to? Tell us about Samsung and other Apple's rivals, including China's big rivals as well.
So talking about the smartphone, Samsung is still the #1 leader in the market. No matter, at the same time, I would say that Apple is making big inroads in the Indian market, because when you talk about the iOS share in the Indian market, it's less. But eventually, now the company is actually making big inroads in the market. They recently set up their manufacturing facility down south in India. So the company has big plans for the Indian market, but globally at the same time, they are doing wonders. But Samsung is again the #1 leader. So, and this is the smartphone thing. Talking about other innovation, Google is really making big projects and partnering with other partners in the other companies in the industry, be it Asus, Dell, Lenovo. Like recently, Microsoft announced its mixed reality headsets. And for that, it's partnering with Dell, Asus, Lenovo, Acer, and other third-party companies. But the problem with Apple is it's a closed ecosystem. It's like, I'm the boss, I'm the one. So that's the thing. That's the problem with Apple. It's a closed ecosystem, because if you're using an iPhone, it would make you have a Mac as well, because everything is so connected that you get confined in an ecosystem. You get confined in an environment. But the big thing with Android, or for that matter, any other open-based system is you can use multiple devices, and you don't have to feel restricted in any manner. So I think that's where Apple is. But at the same time, Apple is happy, and it has its own, audience base there.
All right, thank you so much, Ankit, for getting us all these latest details as far as Apple's conference is concerned. With this, it's time to wrap this edition of WION Wallet. For more news and updates, stay tuned to WION, and thanks for watching us.